Oh, hi everybody, here we are again with your Azura, and today we are going to review a super heavy German tank. It's tier 10 Pz.VII. It's the latest super heavy tank that has arrived on the German line and on the battlefield. Is strictly familiar its shapes, yes, because 90% of this tank is as close as possible with a VK 7201, a Clan World reward tank that was arrived on World of Tanks some years ago. And in the latest period, Wargaming decided to bring to us the Pz.VII as the leader of a new branch of heavy German tanks. But just before seeing what this big guy can do on the battlefield, let's go and analyze it on our statistic website Tanks GG. I have decided to compare the Pz.VII together with all the other super heavy German tank. All these tanks are classified as super heavy just because the weight is way above 100 tons, and we have a couple of different guns distributed among those beasts. But before checking the guns, let's check the DPM. The DPM of the Pz.VII is the worst of this bunch of tank. The VK72 and the E100 share the same 150mm gun and share the same DPM, while Mouse and E100 with 128mm have the same gun, 490 damage each shot, alpha damage, but the Mouse has a little bit more DPM. But I'm going to advise you that in the future patch 9.20, this DPM probably will be the same, because Wargaming decided to cut away some DPM from Mouse and even 200 HP of life. Okay, but now we are talking about the Pz.VII. The Pz.VII is stand-alone with an 128mm gun, but is a more longer barrel compared to Mouse and E100. It show an alpha damage, an exceptional 560, and the best penetration in among all the other brothers. And we have the shell velocity that is the best among all. So with standard ammo, this is the most reliable gun. The worst DPM, but the most reliable gun, because fast speed, best penetration, and pretty damn sick alpha damage for 128mm boomstick. Then let's go on and check the gun handling. The gun handling of the Pz.VII is pretty damn good. Only the Mouse is a little bit better, with lesser aim time and lesser turret traverse dispersion. E100 do a little better in aiming time, but with worse moving and tank traverse dispersion. Probably the gun handling of the E100 can be teeny better than Pz.VII, or almost close. Okay, then we have 7 degrees of gun depression for all those tanks, and the Mouse that stands over with 8. The VK share the same 150mm and has the same gun handling statistics as the... Let me move aside the window because my face is hiding something. Okay, well, the best gun handling is for the Mouse, but then after behind the Mouse we have E100 and Pz.VII. Then the mobility, this is a super heavy tank. 120 tons, wow, unbelievable, close to 190 tons for the Mouse and 130 tons for the E100. But Panzer 7 and VK-72 has 33 kilometers per hour in forward speed and a standard reverse of 15 with a whopping engine, the same of the 100. And weighing a little bit less, they can have 10 power to weight and standard terrain resistances. So all those tanks are really slow, but with 33 kilometers per hour, the Panzer 7 probably is the fastest. The best news is probably related to the tank traverse, just because the mouse is glued to the terrain and the E100 is pretty slow in turning. But E100 has a better tour traverse, so probably the Panzer 7 and E100 the mobility can be somewhat similar, but I prefer Panzer 7. Let's go and check the armor, just because we are talking about super heavy tanks, and so the armor value are at the best. Hull armor, unbelievable hull armor. Side armor, very good. Side scraping is a good choice. Angling is a good choice. Facing is a good choice, just because we have all around armor for Panzer 7. And the turret value are worse than the mouse and the E100, but don't get fooled, just because the turret of the Panzer 7 MVK are pretty well rounded, so these values doesn't show the effective armor that we are going to check in an instant. The same view range for everybody, and better fight chance for mouse, VK, and Panzer 7. The shell cost is the same for VK. Wow, the shell cost is pretty high. Yeah? The shell cost of the Panzer 7 with 128mm is the same of the 150mm. So this is not a money-making tank. Okay, let's go and check the armor value just before checking the performance on the battlefield. Equipment suggested for this beast are the rammer, the ventilation, and the vertical stabilizer, just to pump up at the best TPM and gun handling and so on. And let's have a look at the armor profile. We have a pretty tough 240mm with nice angle for the upper plate, so facing the enemy in this way we can read about 350 or more armor. That is a pretty nasty armor. We have a strong band on the front, and then we have the 230mm of the lower plate is a little bit angled, so frontally we can read 260ish. Not bad. The turret is not 200, guys. We have a solid turret with a massive mantlet, and a pretty small cupola. Is almost impossible to shoot the cupola long distance like this one. In close distance, okay, you have to be lucky, but better for you to aim directly at the mantlet. That seems to be the strongest part, but it's not true, because this mantlet is empty behind. There are a couple of holes. Look at here, 220mm, and close to the boomstick, close to the barrel, there's an hole. If you shoot just right close the boomstick, the barrel of the cannon, you can go through with standard ammo 220 200. Okay, this is a really weak spot. This is the real weak spot of this beast. If you have in close combat, just shoot on the right and off the left of the gun, because the mantlet and the turret that looks like Love. In Love we have turret armor behind the mantlet. The Love turret is more tough than this one. Here I think that someone forget to place some armor in this place, but okay, this is the main weak spot. when you are fighting frontally this monster. And if he's using the side scraping, look what an insane side scrape. Okay, you can see the weak spot. Let's turn the turret. Okay, the rear mounted turret give high possibility of side scraping. So take a building, cover this side, cover the lower plate, use the fantastic side armor that is almost unbelievable, and the enemy is compelled to shoot right here in this small triangle. But if you move a little bit forward or reverse, it can be tricky because sometimes bullets goes here, and the armor of the beast is really tough. Let's go and check this monster on the battlefield and let's see how it performs in a so-and-so environment. Okay, we have my clanmate Darius and Punchline and another clanmate, both on Pz.VII, and they are fighting on Baia del Pescatore, that is Fisherman Bay in English. Okay, teams seems to be pretty well balanced. 327 EV 77 more. Okay, our team has more EV tank, so probably the town is the best choice. But if we go to check the minimap, we can see the 3 EV tank of this team are going on the left side, trying to give some support to tank destroyers. Only a couple of medium tanks, so probably the central part of the map can be handled by the enemies. Centurion Action X take a look at the center and receive a directive from Punchline, and now we have Darius that is going to check but prefers to hide directly inside the town. We don't have any artists in this battle, and artist is always a nasty enemy for a slow tank. But as you can see, the 33 km/h is achieved in a nice way. So this tank is slow, but not so damn slow like the mouse. Okay, the first shot, look at this, it's probably luck. The first shot goes right through the weak spot, even with 376 penetration for E3 premium ammo. If the shot was gone here, probably it didn't go through. But Darius lost even the armor rack, so it's necessary to repair the armor rack. And Darius repaired instantly, and now probably is going to play more cautiously, just because at the end of this corridor we are going to find Mouse E100, Jack Panzer E100, and the nasty fucking E3 that is going to shoot premium ammo. And the first shot, 639 damages. This gun is unbelievably sick. Thanks for Wargaming that have given a reduced DPM, but otherwise this gun is unbelievable, is accurate. Alpha damage is tough. Premium ammo works really well. Standard ammo works really well. Bullet speed is okay. There's no drawback. The only drawback is the DPM. And in this situation, our Darius can fight really well, just because we have a nice barrier created by this guy with the Pz.VII EV. Darius is looking for the lower plate, but he missed. The D3 is a nasty warrior, the best frontal armor of the game, and a gun that is way better than the Pz.VII. So Darius, before taking some action, have to took away that bastard E100, that bastard E3, and at the same time he has to pay attention for Jagdpanzer E100 that with this terrible 170mm can go through the frontal armor, can go through the turret armor, and can even try to overmatch, can even try to go through the side armor. The position of Darius is pretty okay. Side scraping, frontal armor covered by the T-57 heavy. The situation is going pretty slow, but now Jagdpanzer came out, the lower plate, and a nice shot in the lower plate. 526, a low roll for Darius that probably can be disappointed by his holding line. The situation is pretty glued, it's pretty stacked. Same number of enemies, same number of guns on our team, 3-3, and we have to wait for a nice opportunity. I'm fastening a little bit the replay because this is a glue state and we need some action. No one is going to spot, but we lost a couple of friends and the situation seems to go in advantage of the enemy team. Darius is still cautious. Let's speed up a little bit because we need to go into some action. E100, Jagdpanzer E100, but the bullet goes on the upper plate. The upper plate of the Jagdpanzer is really tough. It's not possible to go through with 326mm of penetration for the premium ammo of the Pz.VII. Let's fasten a little bit, but as we can see, the situation was folded in something critical, unbelievably critical. Our team was vanished in a couple of seconds, 4-10, and now our two heroes, Punchline and Darius, are in big trouble because the enemy look at okay, he shot it directly on the cheek of the E100. That is a weak spot. We can say weak spot because 260mm. Darius going on with premium ammo, right choice. Another one, but ricochets on the cheek and don't find a clean shot. He has to wait just because enemy has to move. The enemy is in great advantage. Darius can't push. He has to wait. He's compelled to wait in this situation, and the enemy are waiting for the team that has won on the medium side, and probably in some second Bashat and Patton can arrive at the back of our heroes. Jagdpanzer was took down by a nice shot on the lower plate by our Darius. Check of the reload time. Darius is playing the Pz.VII with the fire extinguisher, but I can assure you that you can play the Pz.VII with the premium food, the chocolate. The fire chance is pretty low. If you have if you have the crew skill that reduce the fire chance, you can go safe playing with food and lowering the reload time. And now the E3 is really important. No, damn, the armor of the E3 is pretty unbelievable, and from the distance it's so difficult to hit the lower plate. 7-11, the situation is, oh, Punchline was killed by the Patton. The medium tanks are arriving, and now our Darius is in real danger because surrounded on many fronts. It's time to show how the armor of this unbelievable monster can give to Darius some possibility to handle some more second of battle. E100, one shot E100, no, don't, okay, don't miss. And Darius didn't miss the shot. The Patton with 700 life points is not one shot, but IS-7 is. And so now it's necessary to take away another remedy, but the armorless IS-7 troll our Darius that is compelled to go back and is receiving premium rounds that are absorbed by the truck. The truck are pretty thick, so shooting premium rounds on the side of this tank is not a nice choice. If it is angled, Darius took away a very dangerous FV-103 and is trying to take all the enemy in front of him, but no premium round. Oh, premium round. Okay, 376 millimeter of penetration go through the lower plate, but Darius succeeded in taking away the E3 that probably can be the most dangerous enemy. IS-7 is one shot. Our teammate with T-57 Heavy is doing pretty well, and now a scaring Japan is coming so close, so close. Please, Panzer, make a miracle! Oh my god! Ricochet, 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 look at this. I think a bad shot for the Japanzer 100 now. And now Darius decided to take away IS-7. Nice choice, just because Japanzer has 20 seconds of reload. So now we can fight more safely because all the enemy are in front of him. The Japanzer can be probably close to one shot. If he roll really high, he can take away the Japanzer. And this battle that seems to be lost a few seconds ago can be won by our heroes. And Mouse, lower plane, no, cheek, weak point, 265 millimeters, and Darius goes through cheeks. A wonderful performance, more than 6,000 damage. And the Japanzer 100 now has some problem because he's surrounded by our heroes. The latest premium shot and the T-57 Heavy closed this battle. Desperate resistance from our Pz.VII that is arrived at the end of this battle with 600, more than 6,000 damage. Let's go and check the post-game stat, because this is a pretty good battle for our Darius. Master remark, Top Gun, 6 enemy killed, and of course, why someone does more damage? Okay, the team have done a really good performance, the upper part, so we don't have big caliber, okay, because there are a lot of guys that have done really well. Look at Punchline, the teammate of Darius. Both these guys do more than 12,000 damage. The detailed report, 3,000 blocked by armor, 6,672 damage. The gun is reliable. The armor is reliable. The speed doesn't suck. So, it is good or not? Oh yeah, it is good. At the moment is my favorite tier 10 heavy tank, of course. And with the mouse that is going to be nerfed in a month or two, probably this one can be suitable for Clan Wars. I hope to see some of these monsters in Clan Wars. Okay guys, for this review is all. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like in my channel and help the channel out. Otherwise, even the thumbs down, it's okay, but write something just to tell me what I'm doing wrong and where I can improve. Greeting from Zura. See you next review, guys.